And the other thing he mentioned is pretty cool is the auto stop start now will actually shut off the engine while you're rolling. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2022 Ram 1500 Limited 10th Anniversary Edition. First and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the new owner, Sam, for giving me some time with his truck. I really appreciate it. And with all that being said, let's get right into the review. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5.7 liter Hemi V8 that's paired to the e-torque system and an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 395 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 18 around town and then 22 on the highway. Now let's go over the front end of the limited 10th anniversary edition. So first off, I absolutely love the color choice on this truck because it perfectly matches with the interior. You guys will see that in a moment. Anyways, we've got the 1500 Hemi e-torque badge here on the side. Coming here to the front, you guys can see the full LED lights that come with the limited with the projector bulbs. Notice all of the chrome trim around that goes to the center of the grille. We have a camera there at the bottom of the A with the Ram logo. Fog lights here at the bottom with our parking sensors. And then notice the really nice chrome tow hooks. Bumpers are body painted, and yeah, there you go. There's the front end. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped on 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you guys can see with the wheel design on this isn't the most intricate design as what you can get with the Limited, but it still looks really good. Now the reason that Sam ordered these wheels and not the 22s is he's actually going to do an aftermarket set of wheels and tires, and he's also lifting the truck. So be tuned for that because we'll review the truck again after it's lifted. Anyways, you guys can see here with the air suspension at the front, I have this at the highest ride height setting, which is the off-road 2, so you guys can kind of see just how large the gap can get. Notice we have the Ram logo here on the side, and then you have the Limited logo and then the chrome strip that goes all along. This one has the trailer mirrors, and here is your full side view. You guys can see the body painted fender flares, which look fantastic. And finishing things up here on the rear, notice how we have the wheelhouse liner, and there you go. So here is the key fob. We have our unlock, lock. We've got the drop down for the tailgate, the drop down for the air suspension, and we've got the remote start. We'll drop down the tailgate, swing over the bed. We have a payload capacity of 1,284 pounds with this truck. This one does have the multi-function tailgate, which I'll show you guys in a moment. But also we have the full spray-in bed liner, and then notice how you've got the rails right there for the cargo tie downs, LED lights here in the bed as well, and then you've got the LED cargo light there at the very top. And lifting this up with the multi-function tailgate, it is a little bit heavier, but not too bad. And then you've got this latch here, press that, and then that's what lets you open the barn door function. And then you guys can see here, there's just a little handle right there. And so then it makes accessing it easier from that perspective. You guys can see loading it would be a lot easier because then you can just jump up and throw the stuff in. And then closing that up, just make sure that you close it fully, and it kind of lets you know, because like you guys can see, I don't have it closed fully, it won't let me lower it. So what you have to do is you have to make sure it's fully closed, and then it'll let you actually lower it down. So there is that kind of like safety mechanism built into the multi-function tailgate. Now finishing things up here with the rear, you guys will notice that we have the LED taillights here. Got the badges here for the truck all finished in chrome exhaust tips, and then you guys can see the kick step is here in the center portion. And if you guys are wondering why that is, that's actually because of the multi-function tailgate. That's why they move it there. Parking sensors here on the bottom, and it doesn't come with the truck, but look at that receiver hitch. Other than that, that is everything for the back. Now this is the exciting part, the interior on the 10th anniversary edition. So it's kind of hard to tell here on camera, but this is actually kind of like a dark blue. It's not black. You guys can see the stitching that goes throughout. Really cool with the coloration on it, and I feel like it matches, again, the exterior paint color so well. And then they have cloth trim here. So you have a bunch of different textures, right? You've got the leather, you've got the cloth, and then you have the leather with the stitching all throughout, and then you've got the wood trim just up above that. And yeah, altogether, it just looks really good. It's kind of like, again, you're not really going to touch here, you're just going to look at it, and so it's just a feast with your eyes. Anyways, got the Harman Kardon sound system right there, and notice how the white continues into this little area to kind of break things up. We have the limited floor mats down below with the Ram ice buckets, then the Ram logo right here. And then you guys can see here at the seats, so really nice leather, but notice that we have cloth trim again here on this portion as part of the 10th anniversary edition to kind of break things up a little bit. And the other nice thing about this cloth trim is, you know, in the Laramie, they use the suede inserts. This will actually hold up a lot better over time than the suede will in terms of the wear and tear, which is another positive of that. But anyways, you guys can see just the different coloration, everything there at the seats. And then lifting up the seat, got the storage underneath with a bunch of fun stuff. And you guys can see here with the wood trim here, a couple cup holders, got some extra storage down below, heated cooled seats here for the rear, full power outlet, vents, all that fun stuff. Window sticker, which we'll go over later, and there you go. Now here's the door panel at the front. You guys can see again with the leather trim, you got like the blue leather, again with the cloth trim, and then more leather down below, and then the leather with the stitching, with the wood trim. We've got two functions for the memory seats. This one has the trailer mirrors, which have blind spot monitoring. They do fold in as well, power fold in to be exact. Window controls, speakers for the Harman Kardon sound system. And then here's the seats the seat at the front rather. You guys can see beautiful leather, and then just like the back seat, beautiful stitching design here on this portion of the seat, and then perforated leather just down below. And then all of your power adjustments there on the side of the seat. And then look at the pedals. So just like the GT and the new TRX, you get really nice pedals with this package. And then you can see the pedal adjustment. You've got the parking brake right here, the light controls, the fog light, and the cargo light. Steering wheel is still manually adjustable. And again, more of that really nice leather trim. And you guys can kind of see the color better here in the sunlight. So you can kind of see the blue hue. Looks really good. And there's our look before we pop in. Now here is the steering wheel in the 10th anniversary edition. You've got the wood trim here at the top, and then you guys can see again beautiful leather trim here with the contrasted stitching. More wood trim here at the bottom. We have our gear limiter, our cruise control with our adaptive cruise control. We have radio controls here on the back. We've got our voice command phone controls, and then controls for the center stack. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and there's the steering wheel. Now here's the center gauge cluster. You guys can see you've got the analog gauges on either side that have the blue highlighting, which I think looks really good. And the gauges overall look very premium. And again, RPMs, speed on the other side. And then notice it actually says limited here at the top instead of saying RAM, which is definitely a cool little thing to have. And then you got like your regular vehicle information and all that. And we got 200 miles on the truck, but we can see fuel economy so far, 13.9. Once the truck's fully broken in, it should be a little bit higher. And aside from that, you guys will also notice that I put the air suspension into the normal setting, and that's the gauge cluster. So the next thing I want to mention is the dash. So again, we've got that beautiful leather on the dash, but also notice the quilted leather here in the center right next to one of the speakers for the Harman Kardon sound system. I think that is just so cool. Looks really premium. And then more wood trim down below. We got the 12 volt. We have the controls here at the top, so like parking assistance and then lane departure. Camera's not showing it because it's too dark. But anyways, you guys can see here with the climate controls on the side as well. We've got the volume controls on either side. And then down below, we have this for the parking sensors for the front and the rear. Tow haul mode, stability control. This is for the air suspension to raise and lower it, the trailer steering, and then the trailer brake controls as well. And here's the reason why the camera doesn't want to focus on those dark controls is because we have the center infotainment system. And we're just going to turn this down a little bit because it's kind of toasty in here for me. Anyways, you guys can see this is the new version of the infotainment system, new for 2022. Response time on the screen is great. It still has the shortcut buttons here at the bottom. And then notice how with the home tab, you can set this up to show things. So this is really cool. So like you have shortcuts to like the seats and the comfort and all that. So this is kind of like a new thing for the infotainment system, which I really like. And then we go to the vehicle tab. We can show the surround camera system, which if we pop it into reverse, will also pop up. Backup camera, and then notice how you've got all the different camera viewpoints. One thing that I do like about the Rams that I've noticed since I've been reviewing so many trucks lately is you can go through all the camera viewpoints when you're in reverse, whereas like manufacturers like Ford make it so you have to be, you can only look at like rear views when you're in reverse, if that makes sense. And you guys can see the rest of the camera views down here. So yeah, really good from a camera perspective, and that is also the infotainment system. Now this is another cool part. We have the shifter, and just look at how beautiful this is with the crystal shifter. So like the trim outside hasn't changed, it's just this interior trim. But yeah, just, I don't know, I love it. Definitely brings up the interior, definitely makes this feel a lot more upscale. Got our 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel auto, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. auto stop start, and then the true neutral. And then we still have the center console, which slides backwards and forwards, still have the wireless phone charger, all that fun stuff, USBs, and this hasn't changed, still have all the nice trim here. But we have this really nice center console. Again, look at the stitching on it. And then we have the plaque, right? Limited 2012 to 2022, right? 10th anniversary. So you get that special plaque with the truck. Still get limited on the glove box. And again, really nice leather, wood trim. Everything just super premium on this. And notice, still have leather there on the O something handles, right? And then look at the headliner. We have the suede headliner that also comes with this package. You don't normally get that with the limited. And again, it definitely brings up the interior, makes it feel a lot more premium. You can see this one has the panoramic sunroof, also has the camera mirror as well, and then obviously power sliding window, which is standard. But yeah, this definitely, again, just makes this feel more like a luxury truck. And it's even on the pillars, right? It's even down here on this portion, which is kind of funny because you have like this really nice suede and then just this plastic just sticking out of it. But don't worry, the plastic has leather stitching. Well, Sam made things really easy for me because we got the window sticker here. So you guys will see the base price right there. If you guys are wondering, this interior is called Indigo/Sea Salt. Nicest interior on any Ram truck. That's my personal opinion. I like it more than the TRX interior even. Just how it looks color-wise and setup-wise and everything, it's perfect in my opinion. You guys can see all the standard equipment and then optional, so trailer tow group. And then the limited 10th anniversary edition, $21.45, and you guys can see everything that comes with it. Well worth the money. So first off, look, multifunction tailgate, ventilated rear seats, Harman Kardon sound system, right? Bright pedal kit, and then deployable bed step. Right, just in the instrument cluster, right? Just this section right here is well worth that $21.45. And then on top of that, right, you get the quilted bucket seats, you get the nice shifter, the suede headliner, and so yeah, just this package is a really good value. So if you can still get one, I recommend getting one. It's definitely worth it. And then you can see level 1 equipment group and everything else that this truck has. Total MSRP $75,495. Let's take it out and see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before you set off. There's your visibility of the hood, and then you guys can now see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors, which do have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off here in the limited 10th anniversary edition. And, well, here's the deal. It drives like a limited. If you guys are wondering, super smooth. This definitely feels like a full-blown luxury vehicle. And I think that's why so many people are buying these trucks now that weren't normally truck buyers in the past, is because you get this really nice luxury interior, right? You saw that in the walk around. And then on top of that, you get this really smooth luxury driving feel, right? When you go over bumps and everything, it doesn't upset the truck. And when you're on roads like this, it just floats down the road. It's so smooth, it's so comfortable, and it's just a really nice experience. And so again, it just lends to the luxury feel of the truck. And on top of that, right, noise insulation's amazing. Now, something that Sam mentioned to me is he said that he feels like this is quieter than his old Limited. And what I'd have to say is, I feel like they must have added something to the 10th anniversary package, because I can actually perceive a difference with this. Like, it seems like the engine noise is a little bit quieter, and it seems like the road noise is also just I've driven so many, like within the last month even, I've driven so many new Rams, and it seems like this is just a little bit quieter. I don't know why, but it really does feel that way. So that's interesting. It's actually perceivable. And the other thing he mentioned is pretty cool, is the auto stop start now will actually shut off the engine while you're rolling like 5 miles an hour or under, which I think is great, because then it'll be even more seamless, because you'll be rolling and then it'll shut off and then you'll stop, and so you won't feel this like abrupt, like, you know, truck shaking and then shutting off. It'll just, you'll roll into it. So I think that also adds to the luxury experiences. It has auto stop start, but it's not super noticeable, which is another huge positive, I'd have to say. And you guys will probably notice it up here in a little bit because I don't think I'm gonna get slow enough here at this point for that to happen. But yeah, the truck's amazing. And then in terms of the seat comfort, it feels just as comfortable as other Limiteds. The leather's really nice, and the thing that's nice about this being real leather is it does wear over time to where you kind of like the seat gets slightly softer, right, as you use it. And so that's another big positive with this. Yeah, it really does. It's quieter. I can't put my finger on it. It's so interesting that it's actually perceivably quieter. So I guess here's what I have to say. To kind of sum things up with this truck. I know this drive wasn't particularly exciting. If you guys want more exciting driving, that will be on the second channel. I'm posting a point of view drive with this truck, like that's all the video is. And so that'll have a little bit more driving with this specific truck. But for the main review, what I'd have to say is this truck looks like a regular Limited, which is fine. Interior is beautiful. This is the nicest interior on any Ram ever. That's just my personal opinion. I like the dark blue with the white. The contrast is just, it pops to me. It feels right. I really like it. And then driving wise, I don't know, it actually feels nicer than other Limiteds that I've driven. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but something about this truck, it just feels smoother, it feels quieter. And so basically, if you just want a really nice luxury vehicle that also has truck capabilities, that's what this gives you. It's awesome that you could daily drive this as just a luxury car. And then if you want to tow, you can tow with it. And then if you want to do some off-roading, you could take this off-road if you wanted to. Now, will you do all of that? Probably not, right? A lot of people that buy these trucks nowadays will just drive them to drive them, and that's completely fine. But I guess that, you know, having that knowledge that you could also do all this other stuff with it is it's attractive. And on top of that, it's not like you're spending way more money than a luxury car. $75,000. What? That'll get you a relatively nice, I mean, at this point, right, an okay Audi or an okay BMW. It's not going to get you a top line BMW or Audi. Whereas with this, you're getting a top of the line truck for that money. So yeah, Ram's nailed it. Now let's get some things up for a video on this 2022 Ram 1500 Limited 10th Anniversary Edition. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Sam for giving me some time with his new truck. I really appreciate it, and I'm super excited to review his truck once it's lifted. I'll see you guys in the next video.